Okay, so now we reach the leg area. So a lot of the times I like to suggest people to do legs standing up or using their body weight and then free weights after. I don't like using the machine just because it's very restrictive for your legs. But some of the machines, let's say you have an injury and you can't do squats that well, then you will be using machines to help guide you in the right direction and activating certain parts of your quads, your hamstrings that help supports your knee. But so two of the one of the machine that I taught my client who had arthritis on his knee, and he felt really good after using this machine would be the hamstring, the leg curl. So basically, this is the seated leg curl. There are a lot of adjustments on this machine alone. You have like four. So there's one for your where you put your leg, your calves. So you want to be adjusting this. This one is not so important to where it is, but as long as you can get a good curl, then you're fine. But most of the time, I just put this all the way to like the edge. So that way it's closer to my body. I can curl it as whichever I want. And for this one, it's just gonna rotate the curl machine all the way to a position where it's good for me. So sometimes the 5-1 will be good for people, which is like a shorter distance travel for the hamstrings. The longer you go all the way up, the more distance your hamstrings have to travel. So just depending on your strength level and where you're feeling comfortable with, I would go closest is probably better for beginner. If you're going too far, again, you're increasing that lever of your foot, and therefore you might pull a muscle if you are doing it too far away. So to be safe, you just go to number 5. Now you just slot yourself inside this machine. So once you slot, you gotta slot yourself inside this machine by putting your leg in first, like this, and then put the other leg in. So you're kind of like sitting into an airplane. You're gonna grab this handle over here with both hands. So another part that you need to adjust is this part over here. So this one is gonna adjust the pad to be in closest with your thighs. You wanna be able to have it on your thighs, and then the next thing you do is adjust the weight. Once you adjust the weight, then you're ready to go to do a curl. And how that would look like is basically the foot is going to curl down. So the foot is going to curl down like this, and you're going to be working out the back of your legs. That's what you're trying to work out. You can curl it down, slowly come back up, just like that. This way, you're working your hamstrings. If you want to isolate that area, this is a good exercise to do. All right, and then the next exercise for the legs when you want to do machines would be the leg press. Let's go. Okay, one of the major machines that you could do is the leg press. This thing can help basically increase your squat level if you don't know how to squat yet and you have injuries in your knees. This can help guide you to having a better squat. Obviously, when you already know how to squat, this machine is unnecessary. But for now, okay, they found the clip. Okay. So basically, there are two ways of doing this. The further you go out of this machine, the more you will work your quads. So if you have knee injuries, the top of your patella right here, if you have knee injuries there, you might want to train that area where your quads are by putting this further back. Now, but if you want to grow your butt, you want to have your hamstrings be stronger, you push it all the way into a more comfortable state. What I normally tell people where the ranges are is basically number 3 and number 6. So number 6 would be your quads, number 3 will be your hamstrings and butt. So now let's show you how to actually do it. Okay, so as we sit down here, there are ways that you can adjust here. And when you're gonna put your position for your foot, right, you wanna be able to put it higher and have your leg and knees to be at 90 degrees or more, an obtuse angle. You do not want to be in an acute angle with your knees. You're going to be using your knees, and I don't want that. So for this, you're just going to put it as high as possible, and you're going to be pushing from your heels. So just like you're doing squats, you're down here, you put it as high as you can for both sides of your legs. Obviously, I have all this gear on. Okay, so you have it all the way up here. Okay, so you have it all the way up here, and basically you come all the way in where you can feel your glutes being stretched, and then you push. That way, you're going to be feeling everything from the back of your legs and your glutes, and it comes. So if you come in just a little bit and push back out, you're not really going to feel your glutes. You're just going to feel hamstrings. I want you to try to go all the way till it feels like it's uncomfortable for your core, and you push all the way, and then you'll be able to feel your glutes and grow them. So this one would be the more in one, and then you will just adjust it to all the way back and do the same thing for your quads. Now, one thing I need to mention is when you're doing your heavy weights, you want to put your back against the chair and not really focus on sitting on the chair. So if you're focusing on sitting on the chair while your back is against the chair, you might hurt your tailbone, and you don't want that. So you want to just place more of the pressure on your lower back here so that you can use your core to push the weight rather than trying to focus on pushing from your butt down here and from the lower back. So that way, that tailbone right here is going to get some of the shock, and it has no it doesn't have any protection right here. So you want to just be on flat with your lower back so that your stomach, your core can strengthen, can absorb that shock and protect your lower back, and you should be able to be fine. So that's one of the things for the leg press that you could do, and it should have it over here. Now, when you get more advanced, you could do the ones where you lay down even more, like where we have over there. Basically the same concept, you're laying down and you're pushing. The more you come down to yourself, where your knees touch your chest, the more you will train your glutes. Okay, so the next one you want to be looking for is your hip adduction. This one is going to be working your inner thighs. It's called the hip adductors, and you can see how it's going to work here. So what you want to do here, you might have trouble getting into this when it's already in this really flexible position. What you want to do is come over to a handle over here. And what you do is pick it up and just move it all the way across. And that way you are able to get in. Again, not everybody is as flexible as people who can just get in like that. So this is where you can get in. So you're going to be putting both legs onto the platform here. Wow, someone was doing 290 at that range. Okay, so just put it to a comfortable level. And now when you're in this position already, now you can't really do anything at this position. So you want to be grabbing that handle again. Once you grab that handle again, you start rotating it all the way out to where you're comfortable with. And once it's locked, then you can do the exercise. You basically just squeeze in and out, and you're just working your adductors area. So that's how you can work your inner thighs. And in the opposite machine, you just do the opposite way, which is, I think that one is much better than just doing this one. There are plenty of ways to train your legs that are more effective than using the machines, in my opinion. So that's where I would teach you that in class. But for all of these machines, again, I'm just showing it to you so you know how to do them. And yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I went through almost everything. Let me know what you think and like the video. Again, this is only for like beginners, or I mean, if you didn't know how to do those machines, then I'm glad I was able to help. But as you get more advanced, you will probably be less and less using those kinds of machine, or at least it's going to be at like your end of the workout. As you get stronger, you're going to do more advanced exercises, and I'll teach that to you as I train you. So happy training, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.